Hello peeps, and welcome back to Skyfactory with Friends. This will be episode 12, and it's time to do something about that mob trap. It's been driving me nuts for a while that we have to constantly go down there and clean it out. It's pissing me off. It's time we did something about it. But before we get to that, let's come over here and take a look at the village that we created last episode. We had to move the trading post away from the fence because we were getting zombies trying to crawl in to pay our villagers a visit. But on that subject, yeah, there's iron golems here now. And
achievement.
Yep, achievement get. We didn't put these guys here. These guys spawn naturally. So we have created a village that is big enough to spawn iron golems. That's one of the challenges. So that one is now done. Let's go ahead and get to work on fixing our problem down there. We're going to need a couple of things, and some of this I've already set up off camera, because it was going to take way too long on camera, and I didn't want you guys to have to suffer through it. So, yes, I did already try and fail one method of doing this. Item cards and Darkcraft storage units, kind of like what we have for the automatic processing for the gravel and that, those do not work. So, don't waste the time and the resources doing it like I did. You cannot do what we're about to do using Darkcraft. I've already tried. So we are going to rely on thermal expansion. What are we going to do? Well, if we come down here and we take a look at what's in all of these, we're going to see that we're accumulating ridiculous amounts of armor. Now, one nice thing that Darkcraft does is it gives you the ability to use a force rod with armor to get the ingots back out of it. For armor, you get the full value. For weapons and tools, you get one less than it took to create it. So an iron sword will only give you one back. But the problem is that not only are we getting huge amounts of gunpowder and string and arrows and bones and force buckets, we're also getting huge amounts of that armor, and that armor doesn't stack. Same with these bows. We need to do something about it. We also need to do something about the spoils bags and the buckets of force. The stabs of traveling, I haven't decided what to do with them yet. But we can deal with that later. For right now, let's get started taking care of our problem. The first thing we need to do is we need a way to get the stuff into our ME system. For that, we are going to rely on ender chests, which is going to take some blaze rods. Do we have blaze rods? No, we don't have blaze rods.
No. Every time I went into the Nether, I died a fiery, horrible death.
So we might have to we might have to use a tesseract for right now. But that's okay. So we'll take that tesseract, and I need to confiscate another tesseract from somewhere. We're not really using the Darkcraft stuff much at the moment, so I'm going to confiscate from here.
But that's an interesting reaction.
Alright.
Use Certus quartz ore with a heat pickaxe with grinding and speed. You get a quartz and a silicon.
Yeah, well, not necessarily always a silicon. The reason you got silicon was because you were going to get a dust, but it automatically cooks the drops. So, alright, so we have a tesseract. This tesseract we need to set up to automatically pump some items into our ME system. The easiest way to do this is going to be to just use an ME interface somewhere. Now this is something that a lot of people don't really realize about Applied Energistics. These ME interfaces, we need some more service quartz dust in here. I had some grinding up over here.
Put a little bit in there.
Well, I had a bunch of it grinding up over here. Because we need some more fluix. Alright, so we'll get a conversion matrix and we'll get an ME interface. Now, a lot of people do not realize that this ME interface is not just a component for other things. It is a block in its own right. If we set the ME interface down somewhere, say right there, and we look at it, it actually has an interface for an export config, processing, and exported items. This actually acts as a bridge between Applied Energistics and other mods. it also acts as a bridge between the ME system and other stuff, like, for example, a tesseract. Let's pull this thing up for the moment, and we just need to find an unobtrusive place to put this. I think right up here. Yeah, we'll just hook it right into there. We'll set our tesseract probably on top of it, kind of where you're standing. We'll put that right there. And now we have to have an item duct coming down into here. There we got an item duct. Oh, we'll also need a pneumatic servo. Which is easy to get. And going up, we'll put the item duct on there. We're going to shift this to output mode. Actually, you know, I don't think we need to do that. I don't think we need to have this powered. Anyway, we're going to set this to a new channel. We're going to set it to channel 5, which we're going to name item 1. Or actually, we're going to name this mobtrap. There we go. Configuration is going to receive... we'll set it to receive everything. We'll need a redstone torch. Ow. Because now we're going to go empty out all of these stupid chests in this mob trap. We are going to put the tesseract right underneath here. There's the black storage unit I had from Darkcraft earlier. So we're going to put the tesseract right there. We're going to set this on frequency mob trap. And that's going to start cleaning out some of the stuffed items that are in here. Now, the bad thing is that it is going to be sending all of those stuffed items directly into our ME system. This is a bad thing. We don't really want it to do that, but we have no choice for the moment. We're going to set all of these things to import into the system. And we're going to put a torch down. Now, when I do this, it's going to empty out everything that's in this system, and it's going to make it go away. It's going to start pumping the items out of here. It's going to start pumping them into that tesseract. In theory.
Except the pipes are jammed because they're all exporting into the same pipe.
Yeah, the pipes are jammed to hell. Oh, and we're also not sending items. Now we're sending items. So we should be seeing some of these things going now.
Yep,
there we go.
That's no longer jammed.
Now we got stuff going. So now we're going to be sending out all of the items. And it's going to start sending lots of stuff as he switches it to stack mode. Or maybe not. But the point is, it's going to clear out the item trap. However, this is also going to jam the living crap out of our ME system. We're already running low on space. So, let's start with part 1 of what we need to do. We need to get a fuzzy export bus. And we are going to need a trash can, which is from extra utilities. Easy enough to get. It's a chest with some stone and some cobblestone. A trash can does exactly what you might think it does. Anything that goes into it is destroyed. We're going to put Mr. Trash Can right... Where do we want to put him? I think we're going to put him right here. We're going to connect a fuzzy export bus to him. We can break this cable now. We don't need it. And this fuzzy export bus we are going to configure with the things that we do not want to keep in our system. That being bows,
those stupid magic jars.
leather armor of all sorts. So a leather hat, leather pants, a leather chest plate, and leather boots. The recovery hearts from Darkcraft, and the magic jars, both sizes. We'll go upstairs, and we're going to program this export bus. Match any. Move stacks of bows, leather armor, recovery hearts, and magic jars.
Perfect.
Now, when we come down here and we dump all this stuff into our system, we should be able to look at this, and we should see there are absolutely no bows in this system, and the leather armor is quickly going away. And we're done. So, leather armor is no longer a problem for us. Neither are bows. It'll never keep any bows or any leather armor. Now, force bows, it'll keep them. So if we create force bows so that we can fight ender dragons and stuff like that with them, those are safe. We don't have to worry about that. Alright, so there's part one. Part two, we need to handle the spoils bags, because we have tons of them in here now. The easiest way to do that is with an autonomous activator. So, we need a piston, a chest, which I know we don't have any chests in the system for whatever reason. Put a couple in there. We need a piston, which we're out of force ingots somehow. I'm not sure how, considering the amount of gold we have. I'll go ahead and just make a bunch of pistons. We use them pretty commonly. And we'll make an autonomous activator. I have a pneumatic servo in my hand here. That'll work. The autonomous activator, we're going to put, I think, right on here. We'll just connect it right to this chest. We'll need the crescent hammer to maneuver it a little bit. We need to be facing down. And we need another export bus. This one I don't believe needs to be a fuzzy. We can use a precision for this one. So let's create a conversion matrix. Interface. Export bus. Precision export bus. And we'll get ourselves some cable. And then here, we need to set this interface here to blue, because it needs to be an input. We're going to set it on one of the sides. There we go. It needs to be on that side. And we're just going to connect the export bus right to there. And we are going to tell the export bus, you are going to output spoils bags. Now, what we should see happening is we should see this autonomous activator filling up with spoils bags. Any day now.
No, they've been going in. I think it's just using them faster and you can see them.
No, it's not. It's not taking them. I'm watching them in the system here. It's not working. Maybe it does need to be a fuzzy. We'll try it with a fuzzy.
Do you think we need this dirt chest anymore?
No. We'll get a spoils bag out, and we'll try the fuzzy bus on there. No, that's precision again. Give that back. Fuzzy bus. We're going to match any, and we're going to tell it export spoils bags. There we go. Now it's using them. What that's going to do is it's going to take those spoils bags, and it's going to store them in its inventory here, and then it's going to right-click them on this chest, which we can't see what it's doing, but it's going to use all of those spoils bags in this chest in order to give us a bunch of good stuff.
I can tell it's working because the number of force buckets we're getting is going up.
Yeah. That is number 3. We need to do something about the ridiculous amount of force buckets we have. That we're going to handle with a liquid transposer. Or a fluid transposer. So we need a machine frame.
Then I got tanks.
You got the tanks. Redstone reception coil. And voila, fluid transposer. We're also going to need an import bus and an export bus. And these we can just use basic buses. These don't need to be anything special. So we'll get a basic. We need a basic import bus, which means we need sticky piston. That's right. Gotta make the... No. Yes. There. Make 2 interfaces. And basic import bus. And I've already got a precision export bus, so we can just use that. Okay, let's find a good place to set up that tank. You thinking up here with the rest of our crap? Come on. Up we go. There we go. I'm thinking just right up here with everything else. Honestly.
Yeah, why not? We got the room.
Yeah, why not? We'll just put them on this side of the things here. This'll work. Is that all we got for the moment?
I can go get some more if you want.
That's fine. This'll work. Okay. Actually, we need a way to connect this to power. And we don't have any more Tazeracts at the moment, so maybe this isn't a good idea. We don't have a way to get power up here easily.
You got a Tesseract right here.
True, but it's on an item channel. We do have a Tesseract right here, though. And this one's on a energy channel. So we can just run some conduits out.
I'll go find some. Or you find some.
I'll just jump down. And we can use hardened energy conduit for this. We got tons of it, so. And
well, you know, after you
you
after you ripped everything up and made it all wireless, yeah, I guess we do have quite a bit.
Yeah, we got tons of it. I fell down and I'm too lazy to climb back up at the moment.
That kind of day?
I'm going to have to go back up. Yeah, that kind of day. Okay, this should be getting power now. And it is. Left side is going to output fluid. We're going to set this to fill mode. So it's going to take what goes into the blue slot, it's going to empty it to the yellow slot. This side needs to be yellow. The top we're going to set to be blue. And the side we're going to have red. The rest of these we're going to have blocked. The export bus is going to go on top. No, back here. Export bus on top. Import bus on the side. Need some cable, which of course I didn't bring. And would you get a bucket of force too? We'll get to these in a minute. This is our next goal, and this is probably going to be the meat of the episode. I really don't like the four-way connections, but
I don't think it really affects it much.
it doesn't, but I just don't like how it looks, so I'll do it this way.
Damn.
There we go. And in the export bus here, we don't want to be exporting the spoils bags to it. We need to export the force buckets. That is going to throw force buckets into here. It's going to drain the force out, and that force is going to drain into this tank. Now, we're not going to be able to see it right away, but you can see that the force is going away, and now we can see that we're getting force in here. It's going to dump buckets of force into here, it's going to pull the empty buckets out, and it's going to store the force in here for us. So now...
And slowly we will regain our buckets.
Yep, slowly we will start regaining our buckets. By now, we should be able to go down here and remove... I need to get my pickaxe. Should be able to remove some of those chests that we have down there. So we'll get rid of those. Oh, no, I don't want area mode activated. How about this one? Yeah, this one's not empty yet. So, we set these to export mode. No, what'd you do? We don't want that there. Where's the redstone torch that was there? There we go.
I had to put down the chest in order to get it. The vacuum hopper tried to steal it.
Alright, so this is going to export all of those bows. You know what? I'm thinking about adding music discs to the trash can. Just like get one of each music disc out and store it somewhere. And then add those to the trash can.
I believe I've already done that.
We have one of each music disc stored somewhere?
It's in the house.
Okay. Because those music discs must take up a lot of room too.
Yeah, because they don't stack.
Yeah.
Not quite sure why they don't stack.
So let's go ahead and add the music discs.
You wouldn't happen to know how many music discs there are, would you?
Actually, we can't add the music disc to the trash can. It's already full.
Add another export bus.
Yeah, but then it just starts to look ugly, and it's going to interfere with our cabling. The trash can's already kind of...
We can put another trash can down here with an export bus kind of out of the way.
Yeah, or we can just say screw it for now.
No, do it like we have been, just dump it off the side.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's get to the meat of the episode, which is the things that we had upstairs. And like I said, I've already done a lot of the work here off camera because this was going to be really boring if we did it all on camera. So I wanted to kind of save some time. Another thing that we are getting tons of is this armor. We're getting lots of the horse armor. We're getting... we've got 9 golden leggings. We've got 7 golden helmets. We have 6 golden chest plates in here. We got some golden boots. No weapons? No weapons right now. But we're getting lots of chain stuff too. We got a chain helmet, chain boots, chain leggings. No chain chest plates at the moment, but for
well, it's
iron,
because I'm wearing the only one we had.
tons of these iron shovels.
Set up.
Now toss me your chest plate. It's being sacrificed for a greater purpose.
You're gonna need it, aren't you?
Yeah.
Dang it.
Let's go upstairs and check out these things called psychic assemblers. A psychic assembler is basically Thermal expansion's answer to an automatic crafting table. In order to make it work, it has to be fed with a recipe, a schematic. You build the schematic, which is just 2 pieces of paper and a piece of lapis, and you put those in here, and then you hit this, and you put the recipe that you want to use in here, and you hit the check mark, and it will automatically start crafting those items. For example, this one says, I'm going to take a force rod and combine it with a force shovel. What's that going to get me? Well, it's going to get you a piece of iron when you do that. So,
wow.
What we need to do is we need to go through and we need to put export buses on all of these. And these are going to have to be fuzzy export buses for the most part. We can use a couple of basics for the horse armor, but for the regular armor and the shovels, they have to be fuzzies. So, I've had to use 2 of the fuzzy buses that I already made up, so I'll have to make 2 more. Fuzzy export bus requires a few more of these, so we need some more processors.
I'm kind of thinking, do you want to set one of those up for buckets? Because we have 237 buckets.
Well, I do want to set one up for buckets, but I want to set that one up conditionally, and I haven't shown how to do that yet. But yeah, one of them I will set up for buckets. And we're going to need 2 more of the advanced processors, which means we need 2 more of our precious diamonds. We're running very low on diamonds.
I'll go get more gravel processing.
That's another thing I want to start automating. But that's going to be another episode, I think. So we need to make conversion matrices. We'll need at least 4 to make 2 ME interfaces. Actually, no, we need 4 ME interfaces. Come back here. To get... we need more cable. Which means we're probably going to need a little more fluids. There we go. 5? Oh, whatever. Sure. 2 more of these fuzzy export buses. And then we'll just use 2 regular export buses. And we'll need a little bit of cable. So, back upstairs we go. And you can see I had these over here programmed already. Well, these here. On the top of each one of these, we're going to put a fuzzy export bus. Just like that. We're going to... Let's see here. We're going to program them, and these are going to have to be in match any mode with what is listed here. So this one is an iron shovel. This one is golden boots. Match any. This one is golden leggings. Here we have the golden chest plate. This is our golden helmet. Chain boots. Chain legs. Notice I just used a piece of enchanted armor there. That doesn't matter. These things don't care whether it's enchanted or not. That was the problem I was having with Darkcraft. Darkcraft would work, but you would have to have an individual crafting card for every type of item that could possibly show up. Enchanted, unenchanted, all of the different damage values. It was just going to be a total pain in the ass. So I said screw it. And then these over here I don't have programmed yet. So we're going to tell this thing, right now it's a blank schematic, we're going to tell it, if you take a force rod, and you take a piece of iron horse armor, you're going to get 4 iron. put our basic export bus on here. And we're going to tell this, you output the iron horse armor. Kind of the same thing here, but this is going to be with the gold horse armor. Force rod, gold horse armor, gives you gold. Now if I put this gold horse armor in here, it's going to craft it into gold, and it's going to use some of the force. So we can tell it's working. Plug these ME cables together, and we're going to plug these ME cables into this bus. We should see these psychic assemblers light up as we start auto-crafting tons and tons of iron and gold, because it's pulling all of these things out of the system. Okay, sorry about that. Becca hasn't been feeling well tonight, so when she calls I kinda go. Alright, so we've got our psychic assemblers working, and they're making tons and tons of resources for us, but now we have a problem. It's jammed. Well, we need to have a way to get the stuff out of here. This ME interface I put here was not by chance. We need to get some item transfer nodes. And some transfer pipes. And if we go up, up. If we go up here and we put an item transfer node on the side of these things, we'll see it fill up with the iron. And all of the other stuff that these things are creating for us. And if we connect the transfer pipe to there, it's going to all import into this ME interface as soon as it has a chance to find the inventory. And it's gone. So now, if we come over here and take a look at this, these are emptied out, and these are emptied out. These aren't yet, but that's okay, because they will be soon. Now we just need a convenient way to get this over to there, which I don't think a convenient way exists here, so we're going to have to just run a pipe over. We have had worse looking builds in the past.
Oh, yeah.
This is a very powerful system that allows us to empty out the mob trap and automatically deal with all of the useless crap that we would normally have filling up our system. If we take a look in here, there's no chain. There's a ton of iron.
That's a lot of gold.
There's no gold armor. Well, there's a golden horse armor in there, which I don't know why that's there.
It's not, it was just a shadow.
No, I got it. It's in my inventory. I must have forgotten to program the bus. Yeah, I did. I didn't program the bus for the golden horse armor. How are we doing for storage space up here? We might want to start thinking about voiding division sigils too. So I might actually want to set up another trash can and start voiding some of these staffs of traveling, the division sigils, maybe the builder's wands, because we have tons of those. These force mitts are ridiculous. You know what, should we do that real quick? Let's do that real quick. I'm going to make one more trash can. And we're going to take out, I think, 3 division sigils, 3 force mitts, and we have 43 arrows. Staffs of traveling.
We have like 5,000 arrows. What do you want to do with those?
We'll barrel them at some point. And we're going to want a precision export bus. Because these I want to be very, very precise as to what goes into there. I don't want any of the damaged force rods to go into this. So what we'll do here is just kind of up this way. On the side of this, we'll put another trash can. Bottom of that, export bus, and we are going to void the division sigils, the force mitts, and the staffs of travel. And then we are going to take the ones in my inventory, and we're going to stash these on a shelf. We'll just make ourselves an oak shelf. Maybe we'll make ourselves a spruce shelf. And then the spruce shelves we'll put over here on the side of this. And then on here we'll put our division sigils, our force mitts, and staffs of traveling. The last staff of traveling I'm going to use once. And did we crash?
I don't think so.
Because the staff of traveling isn't working. Oh, there we go. And if we put the staff of traveling in there, we should see that all of the used staff of traveling are still in there. It just voided the unused ones. We have no division sigils left in here. And we have no force mitts left in here. We also have no force buckets left in here, which is good to see. Let's go ahead and do the bucket thing that I was talking about before we end this episode. This one we're going to want to be a little tricky about. We're going to need a precision export bus. Which means we need to get a basic export bus, so a conversion matrix. We need some more fluids. Whoa, we are out of redstone. Oh,
No,
it's all compressed into blocks. Okay, and iron is now compressed into blocks.
I like to save space whenever possible, so.
Well, leave some of it in regular form.
I did, I left 3.
Yeah, 3 lasts very, very little time when you're dealing with this stuff. Need our cable in there. It's going to get us our interface. This is going to get us our basic export bus. This is going to get us our precision export bus. Now, we are going to need, I can't remember what this thing is called. I think it's called a level emitter. Yes. We need a ME level emitter, which is a couple of iron, a redstone torch, and a cable. Alright, we'll get ourselves some cable. And we'll go back up. This last thing, we're going to program pop that on there. We're going to program this cyclic assembler, force rod plus buckets equals 3 iron. But we don't want it to eat all of our buckets. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the precision export bus on here. And on top of the precision export bus, I actually need to move this transfer pipe just a little bit to make this work. So we'll just do it this way. Looks kind of goofy, but whatever. On top of this, we need to put the ME level emitter, which we're going to connect here via a cable. And then we're going to tell this level emitter to monitor the status of buckets. And when buckets exceed 64, you're going to emit a redstone signal. We're going to tell this thing it's allowed to move stacks of items, but only when it is getting a signal. We're going to feed it buckets, and it's going to dump a crap load of buckets into the system here. It's going to very quickly kill our force rod. And let's go ahead and take that out in order to give it a chance to catch up. And holy crap, it's voiding a lot of buckets. We'll take that out. And this is going to it's going to chew through force rods for what we're doing right now. Did it run out of power? No? Why is it not working? Oh, wait, because the level emitter isn't working anymore. The system has dipped below 64 buckets. But I think something's glitched. We got 60 buckets in there.
Yeah, but it's set to detect when it's got below 64, but it won't process what it has in it.
Yeah, I think it might be the force rod. Just grab a handful of these force gems and fuel this rod. I think the force rod in there might be a ghost.
No, I had it in my inventory.
Yeah, I have it in my inventory now too. Wonder if maybe it got too damaged. Maybe it just doesn't like the buckets. Hell if I know.
No, working just fine before.
Yeah, it was working just fine. Now it's not. I don't know. I don't get it. Maybe it ran out of power? Maybe...
No, it's full power.
Oh, redstone control. Enable low. We need to set that to disabled. Or it's not going to work because it's getting a redstone signal. Or maybe enable high? I don't know. Should be working, but it's not. Oh, there it goes.
Took out the schematic and put it back in.
Yeah. It's searching for inventories. So, give the thing a minute to catch up. It'll work. It doesn't like the fact that it has to look for an inventory every time. But it shouldn't be that big a deal. Because we shouldn't be dumping that many buckets in at once, you know? This was just kind of a first time we got to get it out of here thing, so. But that has got our mob trap pretty well automated. It's gotten our stuff cleaned up a lot. We should no longer be quite as full on these storage drives.
You want some speed upgrades?
But, no, not right now. These
God
damn zombies. We gotta figure out where these things are coming from.
Channel.
They're getting out from somewhere.
That's the thing, I can't figure out where they're spawning.
And of course, here comes Kozak joining just as I'm ready to wrap up.
Well, I wasn't here when you guys said you were going to start recording.
Alright, so, the only thing we have left to do to finish up what we're doing this episode is just come down here, remove a couple more chests, and get the rest of these things outputting. So, pop that there. These chests should start emptying. These chests are already empty. So we just got this one left. And this one, that's why I had the pneumatic servo on me before. So I was going to put a pneumatic servo in that one. And the stupid cat in the background. Holy crap. Shut up, cat. Okay. We just need a way to get a redstone signal to this thing, just very short term. Pop the redstone torch under there. I don't know if that'll work or not. No, of course not. Here. I got a cure for what ails it. Not like we don't have enough of this, huh?
Got it.
Or that works. Okay, we're going to pull a whole bunch of arrows and everything out. And it's going to... Actually, there's nothing in here that it needs to void. So, good. Well, it's going to want to empty those buckets of force and then destroy those for us, but that's all it should have to do. We do have a staff of traveling that it's going to need to void.
And one of those claws.
Yeah, and one of those force myths, so it's got a little bit of work to do for us, but... Okay, so this episode has run a little bit long. I think I need to wrap it up. This has been Night Dagger and Dragon with a very belated Kozak Wolf. With... There you are.
Go fuck yourself.
Skyfactory with Friends, episode... What is this, 11, 12? I don't even remember now. I think it's episode 12 now. I think I might have said 11 at the beginning of the video, but I'm pretty sure it's
whatever
12.
it is, it's day 876.
Yeah, whatever it is, it's day 876 on the freaking server. One thing about multiplayer servers is that time flies when you're not on it. Anyway, yep, we're done for now. We'll be back soon with another episode. Catch you later, peeps.
See ya.